Hi everybody, it's Wendy from Ask the Landlady, and I'm here with all the tips and tricks to help you make a profit in real estate rentals. And today's question is, should I allow partial payments of rent and security deposits? Okay, good question. In general, you want to avoid partial payments, right? I'd always rather have the whole rent, rather have all the money instead of it just trickling in and so full versus partial better. But we know this, we're dealing with real life here, and there's gonna be times when people can't pay the full thing up front. For example, it's going to depend. You have a unit that's hard to rent out, but somebody wants it, but they don't have the full security deposit, and you might allow them to break that up into smaller payments. Or you have a high-end place, you know, it's hard for people to pay a $3,000 deposit plus a $3,000 rental. Maybe you split that up over 2 months or something like that. Those are the instances when you want to have a clear policy in place. You want to have a clear payment plan made that you both sign, and consequences if those conditions aren't met, so that you can move them out. It's a clear lease violation if they don't keep to that payment plan, okay? It's a little trickier when we're talking about partial rent payments. There's a lot of landlords who will not accept partial rent payments because in some areas of the country, you forfeit your right to evict that tenant when you habitually accept partial payments, okay? And late payments. So you might want to have a policy in place where you allow them to pay rent 2 or 3 times a year with a clear payment plan in place. And once they hit that third one, no more late payments. So you want to be clear about that. You can also run the risk of violating some fair housing laws when you accept partial payments from one tenant over, oh, he's good for it, over and over again, but you don't allow it for this person over here, right? Oh, Joe, he's good, he's gonna give it to me, so I'm gonna accept late from him. Donna, no, boo. Can't do that. You're gonna violate some fair housing laws. So landlords are just like, boo, I'm not gonna do it all. No payments at all. But you know, since we know we're dealing with human beings, there's bound to be a time when a good tenant runs into some financial difficulties. For example, you have a long-term tenant and they lose their job, or they have a death in the family, or there's some instances where you might want to provide some leniency, and you might consider making a clear payment plan with that individual. What we do is we have that policy where we allow them to do that a couple times per year, as long as we have a clear policy in place where we both sign the agreement and clear consequences that if they miss that payment, we can still file the eviction because we've already given them the 3-day notice. So you want to be clear that you have that clearly outlined upfront in your lease, so that the tenants know they can do this so many times per year, and that is it. And you're treating everybody fairly, and you're both signing off on that before you do that. So there you have it. That's my take on partial payments. I think when you're dealing with real life and you're dealing with individuals, there's going to be times when you want to possibly be able to do that. If you do this long enough, you get enough tenants, you're going to have some sort of policy or some sort of way to consider handling that, even if it's the fact that no, full payment or you're gone. That's certainly your right as a land owner or property owner to do that. So tell me what you think. Do you accept partial payments? Do you think it should be allowed or not allowed? Shoot me a comment, because we only learn by talking to each other, right? This is a hard job being a landlady or landlord, and we're in our difficulties. We're being under attack in our industry every day. So we have to stick together so that we can learn from each other, elevate our industry, and make money. So thanks. Check out my book, Lessons from the Landlady, on Amazon. And I hope you have a great day and that all your rent is paid this month.